Welcome everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be making hamburger soup. Now this is a very simple soup, so it's really a one-pot meal. Okay, so right now I'm finna go ahead and chop my vegetables because everything that I'm putting in my soup, I got it over there by the stove. And once we get through with this, we're gonna move to the stove. I'm gonna go ahead and chop my red bell pepper. Now I'm about to chop an onion. All right, y'all, got the onion chopped. So now we're going in with about 2 celeries. Now you can go in with, 3 or 4. You can get away with that. So, but I'm just gonna use 2. Back in the day, my mom used to make this hamburger soup a lot. I mean, a lot with cornbread, and it was a cheap meal to make, back then. But the only thing about her soup, looked like she put a cup of sugar in it all the time, and I said, I don't know about that. But the kids, they liked it. And then when I made it, one time they talked about it ain't sweet enough. But as they got older, they learned to love it, and without all that sugar. So I don't know what my mom got out putting that sugar in there like that. All right, y'all, got the celery chopped. So that's 3 celery. So right here, I'm gonna use 3 carrots. Now this is how I'm gonna chop mine. I'm gonna chop them pretty thin because I want those carrots to go ahead and get done. And this soup ain't gonna take no more than 30 minutes or so to cook. All right, y'all, I'm finna do like 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. I'm finna come in with 3 potatoes. It depends on you how many potatoes you want in there. So I'm just gonna use about 3 Russell potatoes. I already washed them and peeled them. So now I'm gonna kind of come in with chunks on my potatoes. It's up to you on how you want to cut your potatoes. Now while I'm finished this up, I'm finna wash my hands and we finna get ready to move over to the stove and finish up. I'm finna get ready to brown our ground beef. So this about a pound. I thought it was 2 pounds, but it's a little bit over 2 pounds. Now I'm finna get ready to come in with my garlic powder and onion powder. So about a teaspoon of each of that. I'm coming in with a little cracked pepper. I'm coming in with smoked paprika. I'm coming in with a little of oregano. Then I'm finna come in with my beef powder. So I'm gonna come in with starting out with about a teaspoon of that. And then I'm gonna get a little of my Zanzan here. I didn't take it out. And remember, this don't have salt in it. This is Marshall Creek Zanzan. You can get anything at Marshall Creek with no salt in it. So I'm putting some of that in it. So right now we're gonna let this brown. All right, y'all, my meat is done. So right now I'm gonna drain this oil off. So make sure you don't pour this oil down the sink for the ones that don't know. So I'm gonna pour this in here like this. I'm finna bring this pot back over here and I'm finna get ready to sear my vegetables. Right now I'm coming in with my bell peppers, onions, celery, and carrot. I'm gonna put my garlic in after 5 minutes of searing these vegetables here. Now I'm mixing up in the pot. Now I'm finna come back in with the same seasoning I used before. Garlic and onion powder, oregano. I used a little Italian season right there, so I'm coming in with a little oregano, smoked paprika here, Marshall Creek. And I'm always promoting Marshall Creek, no salt for the ones that can't have a lot of salt. And now this is where my sodium coming from my beef powder, and it's for beef broth. It's about 3 tablespoons in that. I'm gonna add some crushed red pepper flakes. Now you don't have to use that if you don't like to. These are some grape tomatoes, and the only reason I'm using because they've been sitting up for a minute and I don't want to go bad. Now you don't have to do this, but I do it if I have some leftover tomatoes. So I'm just gonna throw these in here. Now if you want to buy some, you can buy them and put them in there if you like, but you don't have to do this. It just add a little bit more flavor. So you see how they looking like that? How they look, Cherie? Look pretty. Huh?
It look foul.
All right, y'all, I'm gonna let this cook a little bit for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and add the garlic. Get ready to add the garlic. So I'm just gonna stir that around for a minute. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add the potatoes. Now remember, this gonna cook for about 30 minutes because remember, we don't want our potatoes to be mushy. So now I'm go ahead and put that in there just like that. Now I'm putting this beef in here. I'm making a little mess here. So I'm set that right there. So I got my beef in. I'm stirring it up. It looked pretty good like that. We can put this and just let it simmer until the potatoes get done, huh, Cherie? I'm gonna come in with about 4 tablespoons of tomato paste. And this right here, no salt. If the ones, like I say, if the ones that looking for something with no salt, you can find this at Whole Foods or a natural store. Tomato paste, no salt. And I think some of the grocery stores might have it too. But now my food do not be bland because I'm seasoning it with the beef powder, and that got quite a bit of sodium in it, and I do add a little salt, right, Cherise?
Yes, you do.
So I just try not to, you know, overpower everything that I have in the cabinet with a lot of salt. But this look real good. We can eat this just like this. I'm finna come in, I'm finna put a little Worcestershire sauce in it, and it's about maybe a tablespoon. And this is where I'm getting my sodium from right here because this got sodium in it. I'm coming in with diced tomatoes, so this about maybe, I'm gonna say this right here, about 2 cups of diced tomatoes right here. I'm finna use 1 can of tomato sauce. So I'm going in with 1 cup of water. So right now, I'm finna taste this because I want to see what my broth tastes like. And then once this cooked for about maybe 20 minutes, we're going to add the frozen vegetables in. It's almost there. So right now, I'm finna come in with a little, about another teaspoon or tablespoon of oregano. A little smoked paprika. A little bit more onion powder and garlic powder. Black pepper, Marshall Creek, no salt season, Sanzon. And then one thing I'm gonna get over here, I'm finna pick me a few basils off here, and I'll put that in there. So I'm just gonna cut some up in here like this. You can use some dry basil if you like. Y'all, so I'm finna go ahead and use 2 bags of mixed vegetables right here. So I'm dumping that in it. Y'all, I'm finna let this cook for about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna check on it after 20 minutes. All right, y'all, I'm finna check on this. It's been about 20 minutes or so. So I'm gonna check it. I had to clean up this mess I made. So, but right now I'm finna check this, and it's looking really good right now. So one thing I want to do, I want to make sure I taste my broth, and like I say, and I want to check my potatoes too. And we're gonna put a cornstarch slurry in here towards the end. Yeah, that's on point. So right now I'm coming in with a half a teaspoon of brown sugar. Now you can omit the sugar if you like, but I'm gonna only use like a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. Okay, yeah, I'm coming in about 2 tablespoons of this cornstarch slurry. And the purpose of that is to thicken my gravy. So I'm gonna let this cook for about another 10 minutes or so, and it's gonna be ready. So this is the final product. It's very hot, and mine's been cooking for about 45 minutes or so. So this is the final product right here. It's thick, it's rich, and like I say, the tomatoes. Now if you don't want your tomatoes like this, you can just get a smasher and smash them down, but I like mine like that, and just a few of them in there. And I made a side of cornbread with it. All right, y'all, I'm finna get ready to taste this, and this right here look really good. All right, y'all, this is really, really rich, and if you make it the way I showed you, you won't go wrong. And I like to add a little hot sauce to mine, Crystal, and I paired it with the cornbread. All right, y'all, you can't beat this with a stick. So that being said, I thank you for watching my video, and please like, subscribe, and comment, and thank you again.